The recent heatwave and lack of rainfall have led to low water levels in many of the UK's canals, forcing some of them to close at one of the busiest times of the year for boating holidays. Nick Garnett has been taking a look at the impact of the disruption.
Back in the 70s, it was quite bad.
About 2 foot down this morning, that is.
It's really important that we manage the precious water supply we've got to keep the canals in water and, of course, so people can still enjoy them.
It's the busiest time of the year for Britain's canals. And this year's hot weather is attracting more people than ever.
A lot of the customers come and they want to do the Cheshire Ring or the 4 counties. Those are shut due to the water shortages at the moment.
Closing the waterways is bad news for the canal boat industry. There are already partial closures near Paul Donnelly's company in Middlewich in Cheshire.
If Llangollen was shut, what would that mean for you?
It would be difficult. There would be a lot of shorter routes that people would have to do, like out and back trips. It wouldn't mean that we were closed entirely. There'd still be things that people could do, but it would obviously have an impact on people's experience. And the main thing we want people to do is have a fantastic holiday and enjoy themselves.
I was hoping we were off on a long boat trip, but 200 metres upstream, we're told to turn back.
Their King's Lock, that's locked completely. They can't go down there, so they can't get round. They're going to have to go the long way round.
But there's no water down there, is there?
No water down there at all. The boats are just all moored up. A lot of the boats are people live on them.
I've seen pictures on the Macclesfield Canal, and there's just a trickle,
People like Dave Molyneux.
At the minute, it is a bit low. Am I? Yeah, my boat is actually... I can usually rock it back and forth, but you can tell it's sat on the bottom now,
Does that do any damage to it?
No, not if I'm not moving. If I was wanting to move, then, I'd need a team of strong blokes to give me a push-off, yeah.
Canal locks can send lots of water downstream, and the reservoirs that feed the network are in constant need of repair.
It's going to be really difficult for boaters, for the businesses on this section, doing whatever we can to help keep canals open.
2 huge problems when there isn't enough water.
We are seeing sections of the network close, particularly lock flights like the one we're on here today. We are seeing drier summers than we've seen before. Of course, we see much more intense rainfall when it comes, and that causes its own difficulties with floods and other impacts. But it is about the resilience of the canal network as well. It's 250 years old. It's probably never had the investment it's needed, and if we can secure that investment to make the waterways more resilient, that will serve us all well for the future.
Normally, British holidaymakers are grumbling about too much rain. This year, the opposite's true.
How hot is it on board?
Oh, I reckon it got over 40 in there yesterday. Yeah. Well, it reached 35 outside, didn't it? So they said on the telly. We didn't have a thermometer with us.
And if you found it hard sleeping at night in the past week, spare a thought for those inside a metal canal boat.
Okay.
We have struggled sleeping because it is hot and the kids have been hot. Luckily we brought ice lollies with us, so they've been keeping them topped up.